Welcome to the Alabama A&M Football Review. Highlights, features, and analysis with head coach Connell Maynor. Brought to you by Protective Life, Union Chapel Missionary Baptist Church, and University Kia.
Good evening and welcome to the Alabama A&M Football Review with head coach Connell Maynor. I am your host, Ted Dixie. Coach, the Bulldogs making the 5th appearance, I believe, in the 6th annual Gulf Coast Challenge. It's been a big game for the alumni down in Mobile. It's a big deal in the middle of the season. You're taking a game away at one year where it would be your home game. This year we were the visitors, Coach. What does all that mean with all the hoopla and getting ready to play a football game right after homecoming?
It's not too much. You know, it's just a great atmosphere. The Gulf Coast Challenge does a great job every year putting it on. Mobile Sports Authority, the city of Mobile, does a great job every year. This was our 5th year playing, and we look forward to playing it again next year. It's a great venue. It's a great opportunity for our guys to go up and play in Mobile and play in front of the high schools there, the players there. Those guys get to see what we got, and we can show the Mobile area what we got. And then we got a big alumni association in Mobile that shows up every year, and they looking forward to this game. And so it's just a win-win situation. Jackson also gets to, or our opponents gets to play in front of Mobile.
Get out of Jackson.
Right. Play in front of the Mobile crowd also. Then it's a SWAC game. It's an HBCU game. It's just a great atmosphere. These guys get to play in a bowl atmosphere. We went down on Thursday. You stay 2 nights and you play a football game. So it's big-time football. It's big-time football. We're honored and pleased to be a part of it.
Of course, the big-time football game, the Bulldogs come up short, 45-30 against Jackson State. Coach, lots of things happening in the first quarter. Mainly, it's hard to come back from a 21-0 deficit.
Yeah, we kind of shot ourselves in the foot there. Can't take anything away from them. They was playing hard also. But we put ourselves in a bad situation with some turnovers, gave them some short fields, and got down 21-0 before we can blink an eye. We wound up with 4 turnovers on the game, and you're playing a good football team like Jackson, any conference game, it's going to be hard to win with 4 turnovers. But I'm proud of our guys for keep fighting. They never gave up, and right to the last second there, we had an opportunity to score a touchdown late and kick an onside kick and try to get in overtime, but we weren't able to execute it. So, 35-7 at halftime, and you know what? We from the first quarter on, we outplayed them. But you play 4 quarters, and you got to outplay them for 4 quarters, and we weren't able to do that. So they made a couple more plays than we did, but again, our guys didn't quit. They kept fighting, stayed together, and that was a great sign.
Quincy Casey started the game, Coach. He was 3 of 7 with 12 yards. Ineffective, you might want to call him. Then Xavier Langford comes in the ball game. We thought Xavier might have didn't know what his health status was, but he showed us in the game that he was ready. How do you build on a game like that playing Jackson, and then you've got Grambling this week for their homecoming?
Yeah, we just got to be ready to play. Grambling is playing good. I think they lost by 1 point. And so it's another SWAC football game, man. They gonna come down to the last possessions. All these teams are well coached, got great athletes. Everybody plays hard, so you got to be ready to play every week. And if you're not, like we weren't ready to play in the first quarter, then you get mollywopped. You get taken out to the woodshed. So you got to be ready to play for 4 quarters, 2 halves, and you got to be ready to play every week. And so we got to watch this tape, learn from it, learn from our mistakes, and get ready to go down to Grambling and play a very good Grambling team. Hugh Jackson's got those guys going now in his 2nd year. It's their homecoming, so they don't want to lose their homecoming.
Right.
It's going to be another great atmosphere in the SWAC with tailgating and the bands and football game. So we look forward to the opportunity and the challenge to go down to Grambling and try to get a win down there this week.
Jackson State seemed to be focused, Coach, on keeping the ball away from your kick returners, Terrell Gardner in specific. So initially they started trying to kick the ball around the 5-yard line to get us to return it. Eventually you started telling your return people to call for a fair catch. What does that do for you?
Well, we wasn't doing a very good job of blocking on the kickoff returns. And we were starting from our 15, 17, 18-yard line. And so if you fair catch it, you start from the 25. So I just told the guys, just fair catch the ball. We'll start at the 25 instead of starting from the 15 because we weren't doing a very good job on the kickoff return. So we got to address that. Those guys got to get back to their points, and then they got to go meet those guys, be a little bit more physical, and get the return guys a chance to pop one.
Okay, and then we'll take a look at those first half highlights right here on the Alabama A&M Football Review with head coach Connell Maynor.
Engineering and science usually look like this, but our students build race cars from the ground up, explore wind tunnels, particle accelerators, and crystal growth. Our studies in cybersecurity and rocket propulsion have tech companies like Google and SpaceX recruiting at Alabama A&M University, with one of the highest percentages of women STEM graduates in the country. Alabama A&M University. Start here, go anywhere.
Don't get hit hard by low trade offers.
Get up to $5,000 over Kelley Blue Book fair market value for any trade at University Kia. Check out our large selection of new Kias. University Kia proudly supports Alabama A&M University football. Go Bulldogs!
Union Chapel Missionary Baptist Church, a church with a big heart of love. Located at 315 Winchester Road in Huntsville, Alabama. Under the leadership of Dr. O. Wendell Davis. The worship services begin at 7:45 a.m. and 10:45 a.m. every Sunday. Now, we pray that you are blessed by our worship experience.
In golf, if you make a mistake, there is a mulligan. Well, in God, if you make a mistake, there is mercy. Aren't you glad God has mercy for your mistakes? Hello, I am PT, Pastor Troy. I want to invite you to come and worship with us at the Fellowship of Faith, where Jesus is exalted and the Word is explained. We love Alabama A&M. Go Bulldogs!
Companies hunger for our food scientists. Here, a new generation manages our cities of tomorrow. The discovery of hardier plants, healthier animals, is growing at our research station, Alabama A&M University, where new designs and ideas are put to the test. Be a researcher in our labs or a forestry fire dog in our fields. Alabama A&M University. Start here, go anywhere.
Again, welcome and thank you for watching the Alabama A&M Football Review with head coach Connell Maynor. I'm your host, Ted Dixie, with a nice new fit on. Coach, I told you I can find some clothes if I need to. Bulldogs, after the first half, Coach, you're trying to find a way to get back into the ball game. Set up for us how you're going to recover from the 35-7 deficit at the half, but you still only give them 10 points in the second half.
Yeah, well, we know we had to play mistake-free football the second half. just like we made mistakes and get them that lead, we need to cause some turnovers, get some interceptions, cause some fumbles, return a punt, return a kick, have a big play. And so we tried that with an onside kick to start the half. And we was in great position to recover, man. I mean, we was right there. We had three people around the ball, and somehow or another they come up with the ball. So, you know, and that's what happens, you know. The team that executes their game plan the best is the team that comes out on top. The play was there. It was there to be had, and we didn't recover it. And you know, but the defense bowled up and held them to 3, so we were still in a good position. Then we went down and got a touchdown. I went for 2 and got it. So, you know, we're saying, okay, we back in it. You know, we back in it. It's still early. Still got a lot of time to play a quarter and a half. We was able to get another stop on defense and score again. Went for 2 and got it. So now, you know, we right where we want to be. We 22 points and they had 38 points.
I'm trying to look in your pocket to see what the scorecard is when you're based on if you score and how many points you're down, because we're thinking we're going for 2 for the rest of the way out.
Yeah, we were going to go for 2 because we was actually 5 scores down. But if we go for 2 every time, it'd cut it to 4. So that's one less time we would have to score a touchdown if we just keep getting the 2s. So that's why we started going for 2. And then, of course, the last time we got ready to go for 2, we got a penalty.
What happened on that? I called a touchdown, Coach, and I didn't see anything about that. What did they tell you?
Oh, well, the left guard moved before the snap, and therefore it moved us from the 3 to the 8. And so now we're not going to go for 2. We're just going to get the 1 and continue to play.
Because if you're going for 2, then you couldn't have had a chance to get 1 score and an extra point away. If you go ahead and kick it, then you're in good shape.
No. The fact that we was on the 8-yard line, the chances of you getting the 2-pointer goes down tremendously. So we just took the guaranteed 1 point, and we were still in good shape because all we needed was 1 more 2 and then a 1, and we'd be in overtime. So we were still in good position. But, you know, you can't make those mistakes. You know, you can't make those mistakes. And that's what I was telling the guys in the locker room at halftime. You know, we're at the point now, it's no more, you can't be my bad, my fault. We got to, you can't play a perfect game. It's just not possible to play a perfect game. But you can't play a perfect half. And so that's what I told the guys. We already proved that we want to play a perfect game because we already messed that up the first half. But we can't play a perfect half. We need to play a perfect half this half. And we win the football game. So we didn't do that. We played hard, and we made a lot of good plays. We only held them to 10 points, I think, in the second half. And we had a chance to score right there on 4th down. Had 2 guys actually wide open, and Xavier just couldn't make the throw. That would have cut it to an 8-point game because we would have kicked the extra point there to make it 8. Because if you go for 2 there and don't get it, now it's a 9-point game, still 2-possession game. So at that point, you would kick the extra point to make it an 8-point game, which is a 1-possession game. We do an onside kick, try to get it back, go down and score, do a 2-pointer, win overtime. So that was the game plan. We was very close. I think all Bulldog fans, you know I definitely thought that we was going to score right there, kick the extra point, do the onside kick, get in, take it down and score and go in overtime. I think the momentum was with us, and everybody just felt like we was going to win that football game, even though it was an uphill battle. I don't think any of the faithful lost confidence that we was going to win that football game. And so, again, I was very, very proud of my team and their intestinal fortitude to keep fighting, to keep playing, never give up, and almost made to come back and pull out a big win.
FAMU wins yesterday. We thought they might go down like good soup. They held on, came back. Still with them leading the Eastern Division, and is the Southwestern Athletic Conference the most competitive conference in the football championship subdivision. You can easily go on a 2-game losing streak like you can go on a 2-game winning streak.
Yeah, we need a lot of help. We need a lot of help. We need fam. Well, first of all, we got to take care of what we can take care of. You know, we got to win them one at a time. And if we can win the next 5 and finish 6-2 on our side, that gives us a chance. That means we would have beaten FAM. That's one loss for them. Now we just need somebody else to beat them. And, of course, Jackson has one loss, so they would need another. And they wouldn't get into like a little three-way tie with 6-2, 6-2, 6-2, and then we'll see where you go from there.
Have to go to a coin toss or some wild
I don't know what it is.
Scenario.
We'll cross that bridge when we get there. But what we got to do is we got to take care of Grambling this week and take care of A&M, get these mistakes corrected, and then we can control by winning out and see how the cookie crumbles.
We'll be able to give you a teaser on the start from the Grambling game and when you can hear the pregame show. But that means next weekend the Bulldogs back on the road, Coach. No sleep, no time to lament about the last victory. You got to focus on Grambling now.
Yeah, we got to win, lose, or draw. We got to watch that film today, get better from that film, and then go get on to our next opponent. If we'd have won, it'd been the same thing. So you got to put it behind you one way or the other. You got to get ready to play again. You can't live off last week. Can't live off the first quarter, second quarter, first half. You got to keep playing.
And we will see how that works out in the second half of the Alabama A&M Football Review with head coach Connell Maynor.
Darryl brings new energy to the power plant. Julian's accounting is by the numbers. They're student interns from the College of Business and Public Affairs at Alabama A&M University, where marketing class connects with the community and companies come to recruit. So while Kyle strengthens his managerial skills, he's earning a business degree and experience at Alabama A&M University. Start here, go anywhere.
Hello, I'm Pastor Troy. The game of football is a lot like the game of life. You have to tackle your problems and block your fears. I just want you to know there is victory in Jesus. I want to invite you to worship with us at one of our anointed services at our Huntsville campus or our Madison campus. At the Fellowship of Faith, Jesus is exalted and the word is explained. We love Alabama A&M. Go Bulldogs.
Parker is 29 and learning to communicate again. The students teaching him earn a degree with 100% job placement. But the real reward is changing a life. At Alabama A&M, it's a university where agencies actually go to recruit compassionate students who help themselves by helping others. Service is sovereignty at Alabama A&M University. Start here, go anywhere.
Again, thank you for watching the Alabama A&M Football Review with head coach Connell Maynor. I'm Ted Dixie, your host, with the fresh new gear on. Appreciate you. Thank you so much, T. Coach, we're going to Grambling because we got to win another football game, as you just said. Doesn't matter if you win the last one, you still got to win the next one. How is this shaping up? And after the second half, when you actually show some dominance in the Gulf Coast Classic, how can you take that to the next football game?
Just that, man. You know, we got to try to play mistake-free football, you know. I think we maybe turned it over one time in the second half. But if we can take care of the football on offense, don't fumble the ball, don't throw interceptions, and make people have to drive the field on our defense, we'll be fine.
We showed it's
we'll have
very
a chance.
formidable. Your defense, is very formidable, Coach. At times, we did see stops against Jackson State. It wasn't like they were invincible.
Oh, yeah, no. You know, I think they hit 400 yards total offense, 202 passing, and 201 rushing. So they was very balanced. But third down, we got off the field. I think they was 5 for 15, you know, on third down. So defense did a good job of getting them off the field on third down. But, you know, at the end of the day, they got 45 points, you know, and that was too many. If you're going to give up 45 points, you're not going to win a lot of football games. So we got to bend but don't break. If we do get in those situations, if you get a short field, you get a turnover, you got to try to hold them to at least a field goal or get a turnover, you know. You don't have to give up a touchdown. You know, your mentality should be, hey, let's go get that ball back. Let's go hold them to at least a field goal. Like they did open the second half when we did the onside kick, defense held them to a field goal. So
almost another one that you got right there.
Yeah. You know, so yeah, we had a couple busts. One of the interceptions, the tight end was supposed to be down the seam. Instead, he went down the sideline. So then you got two people in the same spot, and the safety comes over and pick it. If the tight end go down the middle, safety stays there. There's nobody on CJ. He scores a touchdown. And it was 21-7 at that point. That makes it a 21-14 game. So we just had some mental, some big mistakes at the wrong time that we need to get cleaned up. And we played a lot better the second half. But you got to play 4 quarters. You never know when the big play is going to come your way. So you have to be ready to play every play. And we just weren't ready to play in the first quarter. And that's my fault. You know, I'm the head football coach. I got to get us ready to play. Got to have the guys coming out of the tunnel ready to go, ready, fired up, ready to play. And I wasn't able to do that this week. So I got to get them ready to go at Grambling next week.
And that opportunity starts at 3 o'clock p.m. on Saturday down in Grambling, Louisiana. It will be their homecoming. That means the pregame show may be heard on 90.9 FM WJAB starting at 2:30 p.m. Then, Coach, we kick it off at 3. Most of our games are on television. We invite you to go watch it on any of your favorite platforms, but listen to it on 90.9 FM WJAB or WJAB.org. Coach, we know that football is a side to what happens in life. But coming out of this game and going to the next one, what can we learn about our life preparation from this?
Oh, I mean, it's just like, it's adversity, you know. Adversity is going to happen in life. And the key to it is, what are you going to do after adversity? You know, we knew there's going to be some adversity in the game, and it's going to be adversity in life. You got to keep moving forward, man. You got to keep living. It's just part of it. You know, everything's not going to go your way all the time. It's not going to be a perfect situation. And so when you have some adversity, you got to deal with it. You got to stay together. You can't start pointing the finger. You know, you got to man up and say, hey, okay, this will happen. We can't let that happen again. We got to get it corrected and move on. Life, same thing. You know, this is what happened. You learn from it and you move on. Don't let it happen again. So, you know, football always teaching you life lessons. And so, you know, it's not an L, it's learn. We got to learn from it. We got to learn from this situation. And so we go back to the drawing boards, watch this tape, learn from it, and don't make the same mistakes and become a better football team.
You do not like penalties, especially unsportsmanlike penalties, Coach. Where does that leave you as far as team discipline? What do they have to do to get you to forget they got an unsportsmanlike penalty called against them?
Yeah, you just got to be smart. You know, nobody's bigger than the logo. You see this logo? Nobody's bigger than that logo. And when you start doing stuff like that, you're being selfish. Okay, you're not thinking about a team anymore. And it's always got to be about the team. No matter what, the guy push you, guy poke you in the eye. Okay, well, let the referees know. The guy push you, flop, you know, fall down. Don't retaliate, because they always going to catch the second guy. And then that's going to hurt the football team. So just man up and understand it's going to happen, but don't retaliate, because if you do, it's going to hurt the football team.
And, of course, we will see what the Bulldogs do with that. That's Saturday afternoon, 3 o'clock p.m., the Grambling Tigers down in Grambling, Louisiana. It's their homecoming. Time for the Bulldogs to be spoilers. So we thank you all for watching. For Coach Maynor, I'm Ted Dixie. Thank you again for watching the Alabama A&M Football Review with head coach Connell Maynor. Good night.
Bulldog fans, thank you for joining us today for the Alabama A&M University Football Review. Bulldog faithful, we encourage your support and participation. Until next time, go Bulldogs!
Darryl brings new energy to the power plant. Julian's accounting is by the numbers. They're student interns from the College of Business and Public Affairs at Alabama A&M University, where marketing class connects with the community and companies come to recruit. So while Kyle strengthens his managerial skills, he's earning a business degree and experience at Alabama A&M University. Start here, go anywhere.
Hello, I'm Pastor Troy. The game of football is a lot like the game of life. You have to tackle your problems and block your fears. I just want you to know there is victory in Jesus. I want to invite you to worship with us at one of our anointed services at our Huntsville campus or our Madison campus. At the Fellowship of Faith, Jesus is exalted and the word is explained. We love Alabama A&M. Go Bulldogs!
Parker is 29 and learning to communicate again. The students teaching him earn a degree with 100% job placement, but the real reward is changing a life. At Alabama A&M, it's a university where agencies actually go to recruit compassionate students who help themselves by helping others. Service is sovereignty at Alabama A&M University. Start here, go anywhere.
Engineering and science usually look like this, but our students build race cars from the ground up, explore wind tunnels, particle accelerators, and crystal growth. Our studies in cybersecurity and rocket propulsion have tech companies like Google and SpaceX recruiting at Alabama A&M University, with one of the highest percentages of women STEM graduates in the country. Alabama A&M University. Start here, go anywhere.
Don't get hit hard by low trade offers.
Get up to $5,000 over Kelley Blue Book fair market value for any trade at University Kia. Check out our large selection of new Kias. University Kia proudly supports Alabama A&M University football. Go Bulldogs!
Union Chapel Missionary Baptist Church, a church with a big heart of love. Located at 315 Winchester Road in Huntsville, Alabama. Under the leadership of Dr. O. Wendell Davis. The worship services begin at 7:45 a.m. and 10:45 a.m. every Sunday. Now, we pray that you are blessed by our worship experience.
In golf, if you make a mistake, there is a mulligan. Well, in God, if you make a mistake, there is mercy. Aren't you glad God has mercy for your mistakes? Hello, I'm PT, Pastor Troy. I want to invite you to come and worship with us at the Fellowship of Faith, where Jesus is exalted and the word is explained. We love Alabama A&M. Go Bulldogs!